At 37,000 feet, the hum of a jet engine is a promise. It says everything is normal. Everything is controlled. We ride a thin line between the stars above and the ocean below, suspended in a darkness that feels endless. And yet, we believe we're safely in command. For the 263 people aboard British Airways Flight 009, that promise was the only thing keeping the void at bay. A fragile trust, built on the steady vibration of controlled power. Then, the unthinkable. The hum fades, and a silence settles so complete, it feels like the end of the world. The threat isn't on the instruments. The radar shows nothing. Its screen a serene, lying green. Outside, the engines begin to spit fire, and the aircraft becomes a burning comet tearing through the night. This wasn't a storm. It is something ancient, rising from the heart of the earth. June 24th, 1982. Over Indonesia, the night is black as ink. Speedbird 9 holds its course. Passengers drift toward sleep, rocked by the steady drone and the dim glow of the cabin lights. In the cockpit, Captain Eric Moody, First Officer Roger Greaves, and Flight Engineer Barry Townley Freeman are alert and calm. Everything is routine. The weather radar shows hundreds of miles of clear air. It is a perfect night for flying. The first warning isn't a chime or an alarm. It's a smell. An acrid sulfuric odor seeps into the cabin, and thin wisps of smoke curl from the overhead vents. The cabin crew moves with quiet urgency, faces composed, eyes sharp, searching, sniffing, checking, never letting worry show. At the windscreen, something strange begins. A flicker, then an electric shimmer. St. Elmo's fire crawls across the glass. The contradiction is impossible to ignore. The radar insists all clear, yet the window flashes with a storm of blue fire. A blue-white halo clings to the wings and wraps itself around the engines, as if the airplane has been painted in light. Soon the whole aircraft glows, beautiful, thoughtful, otherworldly, and deeply wrong. Smoke thickens, eyes sting. A cough here, a cough there, fear rising like the haze. Then the light at the engines flares, it erupts. 4 torches of orange flame roar from the backs of the engines, 40, 50 feet into the night. The instruments were lying. The radar was blind. The crew was fighting an enemy they cannot see. A shrill note at last. Engine 4 has flamed out. The failure cascades. Engine 2, then 1, then 3. In 90 seconds, the roar evaporates into silence. A strange, weightless feeling. The great jet becomes a glider, slipping down through darkness, with only the rush of air. The orange glow disappears. Outside, there is wind, and stars, and a void. Mayday, Mayday, Speedbird 9, lost all 4 engines. Repeat, all 4 engines. Oxygen masks slam from the ceiling. Fear turns tangible. Hands trembled as passengers pulled oxygen masks over their faces. A father writes a final note to his wife. In trouble. Plane going down. The father holds his son's hand and waits for whatever comes next. Around them, a cabin full of strangers shares the same silent, terrifying prayer. Ahead lies the island of Java and a wall of mountains they cannot clear without thrust. The ocean behind them offers only blackness. The altimeter unwinds. 25,000, 20,000. Every 1,000 feet lost 1,000 feet closer to the jagged, invisible peaks of the Salak Mountains. The restart drills begin. Checklist after checklist. Silence after silence. The mountains are invisible, but they are there, waiting. One last attempt. One final turn of the key. At 13,500 feet, Engine 4 coughed back to life. Hope surges. Engine 3 follows. Then 1, then 2. Power returns. The airplane climbs away from the unseen ridgelines. But the night reserves one more cruelty. The windscreen is no longer clear glass. It's white, sandblasted, almost opaque. Captain Moody lines up for landing by peering through a thin 2-inch strip at the very edge of his side window. A landing reliant not on instruments, but on instinct and a sliver of sight. The wheels kiss the runway. Touchdown. Precise, controlled, perfect. The cabin erupts. Cheers, sobs, laughter edged with tears. Disbelief gives way to raw relief. Investigators open the engines and find them choked with fine gray dust. The truth emerges. Flight 009 flew straight into the ash plume from Mount Galungun. The ash carried no moisture, so radar couldn't see it. Millions of tiny rock particles sandblasted the fuselage and lit the St. Elmo's fire. Inside 2,000-degree turbines, the ash melted to glass and smothered the flames. This caused the engines to die. Falling into colder, denser air, the molten glass cooled, turned brittle, and shattered away, freeing the blades so the engines could be restarted. The morning light reveals the damage. Edges stripped to bare metal, the windscreen a frosted white. Aviation changes in the aftermath. Global ash tracking networks are built, and pilots are trained for an encounter no one imagined before that night. They flew into a monster no one could see and lived to warn the world about it.